Welcome to the Roy Anthony every Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Roy
Is anybody out
Show
there?
is the spot to be, baby.
Hey, tune in.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank and Cynthia. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank and Cynthia. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's where we can kick every Tuesday.
Everything is going
every
down.
Thursday.
They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo,
On the weekends,
Roy Anthony
every
Show. It's through
Tuesday.
the week, homie. The Roy
Every
Anthony
Thursday.
Show. What you listening to? The Roy Anthony Show. Come on and get a
Tap
call
in.
before we gotta
Tap
go.
in.
What you listening to? The Roy Anthony
Every
Show. Come on
Tuesday.
and kick it with us. The Roy Anthony
Every
Show.
Thursday.
It's going down, homeboy. The Roy Anthony Show. Co-host
Tap in.
Big Hank. We getting it. What you think? It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank and Cynthia.
What it do, y'all?
What's
What's up, bro?
Yeah, you got it. What it do? What it do? What it do? How you doing, Miss Cynthia Joy? Can you hear me? Okay, she's already starting some problems with her tape. What it do? What it do? What it do? This is Roy Anthony. Welcome to the Roy Anthony Show. First full week of our 8th season. Yes, my co-stars. Well, you seen Miss Cynthia Joy was just saying something went on with her camera. Our other co-star, Big Hank, will be popping in pretty soon. We come off the WO platform, which was created to bring awareness how our veterans commit suicide on a daily rate. And then we find that our teenagers also commit suicide on a daily rate. And so what we pride ourselves on the Roy Anthony Show is that we have conversations of all walks of life. We always having some type of guest celebrity coming in, making appearances. We have talks on all types of subjects, and we pride ourselves on that. The WO, which was created by Richie King, aka Redneck Pimp, who's also running. Richie King is also running for presidency of the U.S. as an independent, along with the co-creator Goose, our associate producer Blue Phoenix, Ethan Daly, our sponsor, Matthew Brooks. And then we have our BB Nation. That's our good neighbors, the BB Nation, back with veterans based out of Oregon, the Long Beach All-Stars that are veterans mixed with the homies based out of Long Beach, Compton, Linwood, the WO Entertainment, which is based around the U.S. and other countries, our family, friends, associates, and even people who don't like us. So, this week we're about humbleness. And before we go any farther, I got to meet this, I've met a veteran, and he is a very talented veteran. And you talking about who is, when you are dedicated to your craft, to your dying day, no matter what, obviously, when you follow your craft till it dies, till you die, right? And so that means you got true loyalty to your art. What's up, Carl Loomis? What's up, brother? You got it. That's my brother, Carl Loomis, coming from Oregon. I have a very special guest today, for real. And a lot of people probably know him, but I have a special guest name. His name is Steve Oakley, but he's coming in as one of his characters that he's created. And I find it sensational, which is Steinberg on Zoom. And he has his life is based up. What's up, Cynthia? I saw you back in. I was just introducing one of our special guests.
Okay.
This man is a deep veteran of Hollywood. I've learned to got a lot of major respect for him, and he's coming as one of the characters that he has created that has been blowing up. I've been
Okay.
able to work with him the past week, and I want to introduce everybody, Steve Oakley as Steinberg on Zoom. Let's give him a round of applause. Mr.
Okay.
Steinberg on Zoom is in the house.
Yo,
Yeah.
Steinberg here. Arthur Steinberg. I'm Arthur
Okay.
Steinberg. I was the world's worst horror film director before I died the first time, but now that I've died 7 times, my films are even voice. How bad are they, you might say? Well, they're so bad if you have unwanted house guests, unwanted relatives, cockroaches, rats, or termites, play a Steinberg film and they'll all run out screaming.
Man, how you doing, Stein? You mind if I call you Steiny?
Steiny is here. Steiny
Hey,
is here
what's
to
up?
entertain you and be part of your show. Roy Anthony is part of my show, and this is called reciprocal comedy.
That sure is, man. And he um, Mr. Steinberg, tell him what you got going on, man. What you know?
Well,
You
we're
have a
making
show
the
that's debuting.
Steinberg show called Steinberg Stand Ups right now, and Roy is a great stand up comic, and I'm working with stand up comics, and as a stand up comic, I'm very interesting because I've lost 149 pounds and I fit in one leg of my old pants. Can you imagine that? I fit in one leg. I'm down from 275, but my comedy is up.
I'll go figure. They say that you're a professional comic when you go through a diversity in life and you can be able to express yourself still.
Yes, and I'm grateful that Roy is on my show, and I'm
Thank
also grateful that I can be bopping in from time to time on this podcast because it's a very great thing, and we don't want any veterans committing suicide. We want them to crack jokes. We
you.
want them
Yes,
to become comics. That we
yes.
need them in the world, and here we are for them. And I don't want to take up a lot of time because I'm just popping in here, but I want to come back again and
But yes.
do more, and I appreciate it. And I guess that's all I have to say this time. Steinberg is going to be over and out.
All right. Out, man. It's a pleasure meeting you, man. Give a round of applause for Mr. Steinberg,
Woo!
man. And stuff for real. God
Steinberg.
bless. Well,
Thank you
Big Hank
very
wants to
much.
probably
I
say
will
something.
see
He's
you
coming
the
in.
next time.
Okay. God bless you, man.
God
Talk
bless
to you
you and
later,
have a
Steinberg.
good show.
All right. You had to say. Bye bye. Man, then Big Hank just pops up right when he was showing leaving off. What's up, Big Hank?
What's
Okay.
cracking? What's
What's
cracking with
good,
it,
bro?
baby? It's
Man,
all good,
Spot,
man.
Miss
How you
What's
doing,
Steinberg
up,
just
Sugar
Joy?
left.
Face?
What's up, Joy?
How you doing, honey love?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man.
Carl Lewis said, hello, Miss Cynthia.
Hey, Carl, Sugarfoot, Sweet Face, honey love. What's up, boo?
Man, we just had Mr. Steinberg comes in, right? Steve Oakley as Steinberg. And a lot of people don't understand that Steve Oakley is deep, deep in Hollywood. You know, I can't, I don't know if I have the permission to tell you exactly who he's related to, not on the public thing, but you know, I think I told you Big Hank and Cynthia on the side, and that's the real deal, you
Yeah.
know. Um, and so I've been working with him on a pilot and stuff. But man, what's up with you, bro?
I'm good, man. Up at the church, man, trying to get it ready, man. We got another church that we're gonna be celebrating with first Sunday. And so I gotta, since we got company coming, I gotta make sure it's shiny and
Right.
looking
Yeah.
good and looking hot, you know, you know. But
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
man, everything been good, man. I can't complain about nothing, man. Not at all.
Hey man, you know what I want to say, y'all, is that this week we're talking about humble.
Humble.
What is humble? What is being humble? And Tuesday we sparked up a lot of people to think,
Hmm.
especially when you're telling someone you need to be humble or you need to stay in your lane or something.
Hmm.
Has anybody ever told you, Big Hank, you need to be humble?
No, yeah, I think somebody has back in the day, but
Yeah.
they didn't have to because God humbled me. God humbled me, man. At one time, I was USC's all-time leading receiver. I thought I was it. I thought I was the next best thing, and then I got humbled, and it wasn't by man or nothing. God humbled me.
Yeah.
You
But
dig
when
what I'm
you
saying? So now, before I do anything or whatever endeavor I go into, I always make sure that I pray to God and I give God all the praise. Even when I do my comedy, you know me, man, I'll be cussing up a storm, but before I get started, I give it up to God. Because
yeah,
the only way I could be on the stage doing what I do is because of him. So
yeah.
and as far as being humble, man, God humbled me. It wasn't man that did it, but I think a girl told me I was arrogant one time. She said, "You are arrogant, dude." I was like, "What? Damn." So it kind of messed me up, bothered me. But that was when I was younger. I was about like, I was young back then, and I was
Yeah.
big and couldn't nobody tell me nothing, and I couldn't, and nobody, I wish a nigga would try to tell me something. So I had to get humble, man, and God did it.
Yeah. Carl Loomis said, Big Hank, what's up, brother?
Carl Loomis, what's cracking, baby? What's the
Yeah.
deal?
And being humble though, I think that's different than telling somebody to stay in their lane.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question, because he just mentioned that someone said he was arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
Arrogant, I've been doing this research on this,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't fall under the line that you're not being humble.
Right. No,
Okay.
that's not. They don't have nothing to do with the other.
Yeah. Arrogant means that you just so self-confident that you exploited, like
Yeah.
where
You
sometimes,
feel overly good about
Yeah.
yourself.
yeah,
That what she told
exactly.
me. That what she
Like
told me.
some,
She's like, "You're an arrogant mom." I was like, "Okay."
yeah, you feel me? Like
No,
sometimes,
she's saying you act like you know you fine. So now you getting gas.
exactly. I've been told that.
Hey, and since I know the definition of it now. She was right. She was right. She was
Yeah,
right. She was,
self-confidence
Right.
can
she was
exude
right.
where sometimes I talk in a third person, right? Like, yeah, Roy Anthony, like, you know what I'm saying? Now, it's
Yeah.
not that I'm not being humble, because I keep saying humble is a verb, it's an action. Now, Big
Okay.
Hank said, now the question was, have you ever been told to be humble?
Right.
Now, he said that God made him humble.
Yeah. Humble. He humbled me.
He
Yeah.
humbled. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, like, have I knowing, and I know Big Hank's personality by itself, but I like to ask, the question. I'm always an
Yeah.
advocate. Big
Yeah.
Hank, have you ever told somebody they need to humble themselves?
No, I never, not myself. I never, because I don't believe, I don't believe that I'm a judge to judge somebody on their humbleness. I don't believe I can do it. Only person I think that can do it is him upstairs. So
Yep.
I never.
Man, that's my brother, man.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
telling you, boy, you can tell the kindred spirits because we all think the same. Me and Cynthia was coming to this conclusion Tuesday. Big
Yeah.
Hank was having some problems with his internet and was causing him to miss the show, and he was bothering him too.
It bothered me. It bothered me.
Yeah,
I went and got a
yeah.
brand new phone. I went and got a brand
I
new
know.
phone.
Yeah, he told me that it's looking clearer too. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? But
Brand new phone.
I've heard people say, and I'm gonna give it on this because sometimes I've seen where, okay, Cynthia stated something Tuesday about sometimes the elder people, our elders sometimes, some of the elders would tell me, boy, you need to humble yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a problem with that
Mm-hmm.
because some of our elders was referencing to where they went through the Jim Crow laws and stuff, where when the white person said
Yeah.
something to them, they was like,
Yeah.
yes, sir, no man,
Yeah.
and all
Yeah. Yeah.
that, right?
They were like, you better
And
humble yourself, boy. You ain't gonna listen to master. You ain't gonna listen to
that
master.
part, that
So,
part.
so
And
that
I'm not,
part.
and I'm just that I can't do that.
I got
I can't do that.
I
Well,
got
I don't think being told to be humble now will be in the same context that it was back in those days.
Oh no,
Just-
I've had some things said, and that's why I brought it up.
You had some
You
things
know,
that told you to humble
yeah,
yourself
like
in that
especially
aspect,
when,
like it
let me
was
tell
back
you
in the
something.
day.
Some people feel, and I'm gonna tell you, first I'm gonna start with my blacks. Because sometimes we can't unify and get together on things because we're constantly trying to check someone's character. I'm gonna give an example, like what's going on with Mr. Deion Sanders.
Right.
This stuff is crazy. The hatred and everything. What has he said done? Because he says it's boisterous. You know, if you really read your words, you'll know that God put a chain on your neck, a diamond in your ear. He said, I put braces on your wrists and on your ankles and a crown on your head. And he was talking to those who turned their back to him. So then I hear people say, oh, well, he got that money. He needs to humble. So I've heard blacks. Now, this is what happened down there in Jackson State. When Deion was down there, in the 2 years he was there, he brought $30 million to Jackson State. That's in Mississippi. I didn't know nothing about Jackson State until Deion Sanders went there. Now, to me, I felt that was an humbling move, just period on his part. And Big Hank knows he done won 2 Super Bowls and been to the World Series in 1 year. Why wouldn't he just go as an assistant coach to somewhere at an NFL team or a broadcaster? But what they do, he humbled himself, I felt, to take on something like Jackson State.
Yeah,
now
because he was definitely underpaid, understaffed, under everything at Jackson State, and he still made it happen.
He was making only $300,000 per year, and they promised him ticket sales. Now, celebrities and everything was even going down there to Jackson State. This man, look, the blacks down there running Jackson State, like they made $30-something million. You know what they said? We ain't giving that nigga all that money. These were the blacks. So the athletic director of Colorado kept peeping it. Man, I dug deep into this stuff. He was watching them for 2 years. They needed something. They needed some type of boost. They only won 1 game that last season, and that was because the other team missed the field goal. Now, a lot of blacks tried to say now he wasn't humble. I'm gonna ask you the same question I asked Cynthia Tuesday. Big Hank, you're making $300,000 a year. Now, Colorado offers you $5.8 million per season.
Pew!
You left the blacks to go with the whoop.
Pew! Out of here. I don't need none of y'all. Gone. I'm out.
Look, let me tell you how 60 Minutes. I kept wondering, why did this part of 60 Minutes, when they interviewed Deion Sanders, it's really plagued me. First, they always trying to make it seem like it ain't no racial epithets on these medias and stuff. But you gonna tell me if this ain't racial when you trying to tell him, first you try to say, well, did you finish the work that you did? That's the first question they asked. Okay, now he said, yes, I didn't leave in a hurry. So then they broke down what they call their statistics, Big Hank. You know, I'm a researcher. And I said, this is the worst journalism I've ever seen from 60 Minutes, and I call it out. They tried to show that Deion Sanders left a city that was 80% black and put the water crisis on his shoulders. It's what they said. In the midst of a water crisis with 80% blacks, to come to Buffalo, Colorado, that has 1% blacks, and the grass is greener over here. This is how they painted it. Now, the athletic director wasn't saying that to Colorado, come over here to the white side.
No, he didn't say that.
Now, but they showed the picture of Jackson State. They showed a picture of a black lady with a bandana on her head like Ancient Mama with a skirt like this is 1955, bro.
Yeah.
80% blacks. This is where he came from.
Yes.
And now we done brought you the bullet. Now you're talking to a 2 Super Bowl winning dude
Yeah.
And you sit up here, and what I've noticed, bro. Now you played at USC. Now, to my understanding, because one of my cousins, Sean Walters, played for USC in '94 and won a ring as a tailback. Sean Walters, my cousin. Okay. Everybody on your coaching staff was white, except for some of the running back coaches.
And my receiver coach.
Your
the running back coach is black, and the receiver coach is black at SC.
What? With 80% of blacks playing, right? But the coach gets all the money. But if you was to get some money, your dad loses his house or something if he had to pay, so you can be able to pay some bills. Now, I don't know what to tell anybody, but they put out this type of message because, like, for me, I feel like, what's the running back for USC, Reggie Bush? You need to restore all of his stuff back to him.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Because and I always give the credit to Ed O'Banion. I don't know why nobody don't bring his name up. This is because of Ed O'Banion suing for his likeness, image, and name being shown on. They was using college kids for the PlayStation games, right?
Yeah.
So now they
like
got Neil. You know, if Big Hank was still in college, his Neil would be way up because you leading receiver at these particular years.
Yes, sir.
And you probably wouldn't have been in trouble because you're waiting to get millions. You would already be making millions because, like Star Sanders, I'm not mad. We got $4.1 million in Neil. Wondering what type of new Bentley or Benz he was going to buy.
Yeah.
Are you mad at him?
Who, me? No.
I know you're not.
No, I'm glad they're getting that money, man. I got some grandkids that's coming up. They're going to get some meals too.
Yeah.
Let them get some meals.
And this type of stuff, you know what? I love our conversation because let me tell anybody, we're not no punks in those streets.
No.
We're deeply affiliated with different situations. There's a brother that said some things out there about Deion Sanders' son, and I really took that to personal. Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Yep.
Over
there looking like
the camera. You can't just not say nothing, brother. Hey,
over there looking like
what's up, brother?
What's happening? How you doing today?
Hey, you got it, man. You got it back, man. Good seeing the king, bro.
Yes, sir.
You know, royalty, recognize royalty.
Over there looking like your mama. I see you though. Yes, sir.
That ain't her
I'm
son.
actually the dad this time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's his daddy. That ain't my oldest.
Yeah. That's one we making her lip curl. She was talking about and her sticking to the
put that stroke torque in the building.
You talk about your top lip be stuck.
That nigga look like your son. That's what it is. That's what I was looking at then. Okay, that's what it was.
No, I figured that's a dude. I put that tattoo on his shoulder like that.
Right.
I didn't get no tattoo like that.
I wasn't looking at no nigga tattoo. I didn't do all that. I was looking at. I didn't do all that.
It was all in the
yeah.
I was like, that cat from Samoa. She got her one of them. She got one of them Samoan guys because I seen that Samoan. I said, okay. No wonder her top lip is curling, sticking to her teeth. That's what she said. Hey, who's going on? What's
Somebody popping off.
Huh?
That's one of y'all phones.
It wasn't mine. Must be Big Hank because he's stuck. He must have been answering a phone call. Hey, until he starts moving again, I'm gonna take him off the screen because he's still stuck. I'm still in. Okay, so I've been trying to get an understanding about this being number. And
You
one
know
of the
what? You
things,
don't even be able to get people to understand that. What we need to understand is people just always gonna have something to say. You ain't gonna please the masses. And Dion did his job, and everybody ain't gonna be happy with that because he ain't putting no money in their pocket. And you always gonna have your haters. So that's really all that's about. He ain't have to
yeah,
humble
but I'm
himself.
just
He
choosing
did.
him as an example, though, Joy, because I've been told sometimes this, like, I feel like this is me being told to stay humble. Well, don't forget where you come from. I'd be like, what?
Well, no, I get that. No, I get that. Now that expression I get. And that's
Why?
because
Have you showed that you forgot where you've come from?
well, not that not like personally, but I'm saying I understand when people say don't forget where you come from, and that's because a lot of times we get money in our pocket and we forget literally where we come from, so we don't go and help our community thrive and be
Wait a minute, what you
better.
mean? Okay, if a person say I don't forget where I come from, and you did grow up in the hoods, and they wasn't there to help you, and so you pull yourself out, are you saying that they're not being humble if they don't come back and help their community?
What? Wait a minute. Say that one more time.
Okay, so say when a person coming out the hood, I'm just playing advocate, so
Right.
everybody paying attention. They coming out the hood didn't help them. So when they pull themselves out the hood, are they not being humbled if they don't come back and help the hood?
Well, no, because everybody, like again, it's up for you to decide. Like for me personally, I would love to be able to go back to Chicago and help where I come from, but I don't have it like that. And going there and being able to do that, it has to be an avenue for me to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that necessarily means to go back and always help financially or even yeah, financially. It's just more of not forgetting where you come from and changing how you act and how you move. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, but wouldn't it be like I've always considered myself, like, I worked in Irvine for 15 years, and anybody in Los Angeles, Southern California know I've always stayed in Long Beach or some parts of Los Angeles, but I always would go to work out there in Irvine. And then what I would find is that um I couldn't get, you know, I would try to get other blacks to try to get work where I'm at. You understand what I'm saying? So what I start finding myself is that when I'm at these jobs, I'm the only black. I still represented the blacks by trying to, like, hey, and I used to say, hey, if you like this type of work, then why don't you hire some more blacks? Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Right. So what I'm saying is, wouldn't it be because of how you're living, how you conducting yourself, kind of brings up that you're humble. See, sometimes we say, oh, I'm gonna go back and help my community. How? Might be an example though, showing that you came from the same spot. I had to work, I had to pull myself out of this, and then you got a cheerful demeanor about yourself. You're always smiling. Isn't that something for someone to look at than what you said monetarily? You know, you're showing them yourself by actions that you're humble. You
Yeah.
know, like I tell people, all right, I'm gonna check this out. Here's a sister. I'm gonna play this sister right quick, Cynthia, what she said about humble. I'm gonna check this out. Check this out.
Okay.
People shame you to tame you. This is what I hear when people tell me to be humble. It's like, why should I? Because people can see your power. They can see what you're about to do before you, and to kind of delay what they see come, because remember, you're going to make it to the destination regardless of what's happening.
I can't hear you no more.
Yeah, my mic was muted. Did you hear what she said? See,
Not really.
sometimes what I don't like is when someone to say, okay, you've always reminded yourself you ain't forget. What would make a person tell you, don't forget where you come from? Is
Well,
that
make a person tell me
even if
that
you,
personally? You mean?
yeah, even if you did get a lot of money,
A
what would
person would
they
be able to
see
tell
in
me that if
you?
the way I talk.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, what would they say? What would be, so they said, don't forget where you come from. What's the underlying part that they saying? You've always been down to earth. You've always been smiling and everything down to earth. What is going to change, even if it was about money, for someone to say, don't forget where you come from? Are they saying that they don't have the confidence that you would? So
No,
let me
that
give
just
them a
means your
pep talk.
perception. To me, that means my perception has changed. The person that you remember, I'm no longer that, because the way I perceive life is different. The value of it is different. So I act different accordingly because I'm growing. You know, nobody, if people really think about it, nobody acts 100% the way they did wherever they came from, because the only thing that's constant in this world is change. So, wait, if you are acting too haughty, yeah.
Now, I see Ebony Fisher, you just made a statement. She said if you were acting too haughty. I'm hoping if that was, you know, I didn't know if it's a male or female. Excuse me if I'm just going by your comment. I can't really see the picture. But we was just talking about this. They just said something. If he was acting too haughty, is that meaning I'm so much about like what's going good for me? And I'm asking this because, okay, if I'm in church, you ever go to church and they be like, they have testimony service and somebody say, well, I want to, and they give a testimony.
Mm-hmm.
And God did this for me, and boy, he pulled out. Are they bragging? Or are they giving a testimony? Are they being haughty, Ebony? Or are they testifying? Because I keep thinking that it's in the perception of the receiver. Now, if the person is, I'm trying to see if this haughty meaning, like we were saying about braggadocious, I'm bigger than you. You know, I'm bigger, I'm better than you. When Big Hank is back in, like Ebony Fisher said if you was acting too haughty, and then he says, money makes some people.
She.
It's a she. I'm sorry, Ebony,
Yeah.
Miss Fisher, Miss
Money
Ebony
makes
Fisher.
some people.
Now
She said money makes some people.
yes. Now, and she got a good point, because we mentioned this before. Somebody will say, oh, you want $1 million, and you know that's the root of all evil. No, that's not correct. The love of money is the root of all evil. Now, they say, well, it says that a rich man won't make it into heaven. He said it'd be scarcely, never said it couldn't. Job to me was a rich man, because God is not a person who can lie. He said, what the devil take, I give it back to you sevenfold. Now, if you turn your back to God and he takes his hand off you, you start losing everything, because like Big Hank said, yeah, humble. But I don't think that it's in the power of somebody else's perception is what I'm saying. Big Hank, you touched upon something that I was going to say. God humbles you. And in the spirit of yourself, you know what it takes to be humble.
Yes, sir.
Like I always say, if you came to my house, I have a big old house or something. If I come to my house and I say, you hungry? I'm not going to clap my hand. Johnson, get in here and fix him something. I'm going to be I'm going to cook him something. Say, hey, I'm going to cook him something. You like steak, man? You like some shrimp? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the ultimate humbleness was Jesus Christ. Now, that's my beliefs. I don't tag people my beliefs in spirituality, but that's my ultimate, because he could speak anything.
Yes.
You know, I thought it was amazing that he healed blind people. When I heard that he healed maimed people, that's somebody without an arm or something. All of a sudden he touching you, you got an arm or a leg.
But you said something that God humbled himself, because if you could do anything, you know what I mean? God could do anything, whatever I want to do. But I had to humble myself and come down in a baby's body, and to come as a man. That's the ultimate humbling.
Okay, the word says that he could have stumped his toe against a rock, and 10,000 angels is to his toe.
Yes, sir.
Just
right
now.
now.
Bumped his toe, right?
Yes.
That's like in the morning, I bump my toe on that bed frame. I'm like, oh, angels are coming down like, we got you, Roy, right? Okay, you know it's humble if you bump your toe, 10,000 angels. Now, one angel can cause some damage in my
A
neighborhood.
bunch of it.
10,000 angels. Now,
Wow.
this is humbleness. He
Yeah.
hung on a cross when he could have said, you know what, I'm tired of this. Y'all come down me off this boat right now.
Yeah. Well, let me get off this thing, man. Let me call 10,000 angels right now and come get me up out of here. Yeah.
Hey, they couldn't even hit me with a whip before I called them. Don't even send 10,000. I just need Michael. He gonna tear up some stuff. You feel me?
He gonna tear up some stuff.
He gonna tear up some stuff.
Yes, sir.
Now, let me explain something. I'm not a preacher. I'm just a believer in God and spirituality. Yeah. I listen to the preachers. The closest thing I have to the pulpit is Big Hank.
Yeah.
He's my go-to to the pastor when I'm in, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And, now, you talking about humble myself, they can't get me at that pulpit.
That's right.
Yeah, I have Don Knox legs if I try to. Hey, Big Hank, I'll be walking like the scarecrow over there. For real, shaking, my knees is going backwards, dog.
Shaking like a leaf on a windy tree.
I can walk any place with a shake, but going towards that pulpit. I be seeing Big Hank up there and I'll be saying to myself, one day I'll be up there on that step. I ain't going up there with Big Hank deal. For real. They be standing there. If I join the men's choir, I said I'll be the one standing down from the pulpit and singing. The brothers be all on the top. But I take it as humble, like I don't take not being humble for being arrogant, or if I'm bragging about what God has done for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now I may be loud and voicious about it, but that does not detail my character if I'm humble. That's why I find that it's in the perception of the person who's looking at me. Either they love me or they disdain me. If they disdain me, they saying he need to humble himself. If they love me, they like, hey man, bro, because you're thinking if God would do it for them, he'll do it for me. Now, when I read the scriptures, I'm saying, you saying something, Cynthia, your mic is off. Your mic is off. Cynthia, if you're talking, your mic is off.
Yeah, your mic off. She can't hear nothing.
She can't hear nothing either. Your mic is off and you can't hear us. Can you hear us? Cynthia.
She over there doing the nasty. That ain't even her. She over there. She got a fake person. She got a fake person over there. She in the other room doing it with dudes. She over there. Yeah.
You can't hear us? Cynthia, can you hear us? Look, she typing on to something. This is a shame. I'm gonna just sit up here and roll with it.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
Yeah.
That's a fake person. That's a fake Cynthia right there.
Look at she's still talking to somebody else. She's muted.
That ain't the real her, man. That ain't the real her. That ain't the real her.
Yeah, that's not real her. She might think she can put a video up. Can you hear us?
That is a video. That's a video of her doing it. Yeah. She back in the other room.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Now we can't hear shit.
You couldn't hear us. We've been telling you the whole time. We like, she got a video up. Big Hank said you put a dummy up and got us out in the room knocking boots with the dude.
I said that ain't even her. That's a fake her, and she is back in the room with dude doing the nasty. She not even on. That even.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna give you one of them.
Your mouth was moving and you ain't saying nothing. You was on mute. You like, can you hear us? You ain't making no gestures. Could you hear us?
That was hilarious.
But before I mention hilarious, before we go any farther, I want to bring up that I know that me, Big Hank, and Little Rob have a Thursday night comedy show. It'll be starting this October the 5th. That's next Thursday. If you're in Long Beach, please come check out the show. Not in Long Beach, if you're in Southern California, regardless.
Yes, sir.
So, if you're not in Southern California, you can watch the show live on YouTube. You can watch it on YouTube live or YouTube. Just put in Roy Anthony Live, and it's going to bring us to the show. So this is our comedy show. I always like to show the other flyer because now you can verify there's Big Hank is on there, Roy's on there, Little Rob is on there, and stuff. See us live Thursday, starting Thursday, October the 5th. We tag teaming on how we hosting the show along with Little Rob. That's our Latino family side. So blacks, Latinos, whites, we don't. It's not a black comedy show. It's a Long Beach comedy show, and we diversify there. Okay, back to while we on this last,
and don't forget the game. The comedy show starts after the game go.
The comedy show starts right at the game. Now the doors open at 7. Yeah. So in the West Coast, usually the football game ends around 8 o'clock, 8:30. The comedy show is starting directly at 8:30 p.m.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Doors open at 7. Show starts exactly at 8:30 p.m. Ends around 10:15, and we still got 45 minutes of hanging out. We got what they call food vendors and food vendors will be there. But those who's concerned about Thursday night football, we are coming on right after the football. If you're in somewhere in another state and you got to wait, our show comes on right after. So if you're on the East Coast anyway, our comedy show starts at 11:30 your time because it's 3 hours ahead of California's time. And me and Big Hank, I know I'm hyped up about it and stuff, but I'm mumbled about it too. We share a stage where others can shine as well. It's not just about us.
Yes, sir.
We produce a show, and we don't tell nobody when they get on the stage how they supposed to act. We just tell you recognize the light and wrap it up. The audience is what tells you. Now, I'm going to be honest, and I put this clarification out, and I kind of reneged a little bit about it, and it bothered me. If you bomb, I'm tearing it up. I don't care who you are. I'm hoping that you don't bomb. I'm not wishing that you bomb. But we got to come to an understanding. Either this is for you or it's not for you. You get on because it's easy. All you got to do is register. I'm going to start putting I could put the banner out there. You just go to RoyAnthonyLive.com. Just register RoyAnthonyLive.com. That's all you got to do. And we will be putting you on. Now, Big Hank.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you something.
Yes, sir.
When the police stop you or something, are you just yourself? Or do you find yourself being more unblurred than what you are because of the circumstance?
Well, when the police, because you start using, first thing you do is you turn your white voice on. Excuse me, officer. Yes, is there anything I can help you with? Is there anything I can help you with? Because I don't want no problem. But is there anything I can help you with, officer?
Yeah.
So that might be different. I don't be over there saying, cuz you need my license. I don't do that. No, I straighten my act up. You know what I mean? And if my hat is cocked over to the side when they pull me off, I'll straighten that. Let me straighten this thing up. Yes, sir. Can I help you, officer? Is there anything I can help you with?
Yeah, continue on, man. Give me a quick second.
Yeah, so the question was asked, do I humble myself when the police come around, or do I stay my same self? It's hard to change who you are, but what I do is I straighten my stuff up, and I use my business voice when I talk to the officer. I say, yes. No, I haven't been drinking, sir. No, I haven't. No, I don't have any drugs or anything on me. No, I don't. No, not at all. Is there anything else I can help you with, officer? No, I don't have any drugs or anything on me. No, I don't.
But hey, what I'm saying is I was listening to you and stuff. I had to click on something. And I was listening to you. It's like Ebony said, if I have done nothing wrong, why should you? That part. But see, a lot of people don't have that confidence, Ebony. I done been to where the jail where the guy's telling me, They talking about a routine, who you are. And I gave my ID, and they're telling me, well, you know, we want to sit on the curb. I said, I'm not sitting on no curb. Now it's getting to a point that I'm superior than you. You sitting on this curb. I'm not sitting on the curb. Well, now if you don't sit on this curb, you going to jail.
So what happened? Where did you end up?
I went to jail.
Okay, that's right. That's why I sat on the curb. When he asked me to sit on the curb, I sat on the curb. I'm sitting on the curb. I'm good.
Hey,
Yep,
15
right
minutes
on the
later,
curb. I'm good.
To myself, hey, Big Hank, I said to myself, dang, why not sit on that curb? Because they ain't letting you out that LA County jail until you cover all the things.
That is for real. That's what you don't want to do. Is go
and
there and
everybody, I see what I'm wearing. This is one of Big Hank's shirt brands. This is one of this big picture out, Gangsters for God.
Yes, sir. Gangsters for God. That's for
real.
Yes, sir.
My mother, she said, I want one of them shirts. I said, you're not a gangster. She said, no, I'm not, but I like what it says. You know.
Tell mama she got one coming, man. I got one coming for her.
Any of y'all would like to get a t-shirt from us, just look up Big Hank on Facebook. We getting more stuff in line. A lot of people don't understand is that we work with our own budget. Yes. And God has been blessing us even more and more. You know, I like what she said. I haven't done nothing wrong. Why should you? Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you something. Like, okay, I'm gonna give you an example of somebody else. Let me ask you a question, Big Hank. Mm-hmm. I know you about people, man. Yes, sir. What do you feel about the Ukrainians?
Man, I don't really have a feeling either way about the Ukrainians because I'm far away from it. But I know they're in a war with Russia, and Russia had one of the biggest armies in the whole wide world, and Ukraine don't have nothing. At least that's what I was told. And so they reached. I heard, you know, I know the guy. He used to, whatever the guy, the president of the country, reached out and asked for help. Say, man, we need some help over here, man. The Russians over here tearing us up. So I know that Biden reached out to him and gave him some help. But that's about all I know. I don't really know much more than that.
Well, I dug into him, man, and really, Ukraine is a suburb of Russia. Mm-hmm. They gave them their annex, but I found that there was an agreement between them because President Putin don't really doesn't want them, like, if we're gonna give you your independence, but we don't want you joining no war forces, because that's like having the enemy come in your back door. Mm-hmm. Right? If you join NATO, you can attack us one day because they're giving them the blues right now, right? Now, why I'm saying this, Ebony said, now if I was a crook and had something to hide, I would. That part, Ebony, you right along with us. Now, why I said that is because when I said, do we ask people to humble themselves? Now, with them in the war and everything, it seems like we sympathize with them so much, which I can't understand why we pouring so much money into them when that's something I feel they need to work that stuff out, because we got our own problems at home. And all that money that you use to go help them, you could be helping us. Because me as a minority, I've seen it when they did the Laotians like that. And they came over here and I was a teenager. And next thing you know, there's a monopoly out on stuff. They the ones who start the swap meets in the neighborhoods and stuff. I see it with the 7-Elevens and the Shell gas stations. Like, what they have them, what the Eastern Indians have a monopoly on. I'm not knocking them or nothing like that, right? I'm not knocking them as long as you not knocking us, because I have a very big problem when other people, other minorities step over Black people's bodies to benefit from the stuff we're fighting about. And you can't obtain yourself to the history of what we're going through because you left your country because you couldn't take the whatever the situations is, and you came here. We have stuck here in our country through the diversity and oppression and stuff. And for some of y'all to come from the spots that you went through being oppressed, and you bring that same type of, you pick up a mentality against us. Now, I said this about the Ukrainians because it seemed like we always feeling sorry, and because the president over there, Zelensky, was the voice of Paddington 2 and all that, whoop the wham, the whoop. But what I didn't like is when I seen this type of video.
They're pushing her. They're not letting her go. They're not letting her go. Is it right? Is it right? They're not letting the black girl go. They're not letting the black girl go.
Now, you know what was happening, right?
I really couldn't see it.
Okay, so I gave that little bit. They wasn't, okay, at this time, at these particular times that I'm showing, I got another one. It's 57 seconds. That was 14 seconds. At this time, okay, Big Hank, I seen the picture of you with one of your daughters on the Facebook. Very attractive. So they in college. Your child is going to college over in Ukraine, and the bombs is blasting. They're telling the blacks to get off the trains. You know, at this time they're keeping the blacks from getting on the train to get ready.
Why? Yes, why?
Now I want to, and so when I seen this, I'm like, why are we pouring money into them? And this is how you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, everybody haven't seen those videos, man, and that's horrific to me, man. That's horrible.
Yeah,
that's
this
horrible.
is where the bomb. Look, this is someone's kids. Most of these were students.
I heard you. understand.
And now,
yeah, that's horrible.
I'm pretty sure if I can find these videos and TikTok and all them can find them, I'm pretty sure our U.S. government can see these videos. So once again, and it ain't just people like Ron DeSantis, because we see him coming. It's the people who keeps their faces covered with these underlying control situations and who they want to help and who they do not want to help. And then we say to ourselves, be humble. CEO Richard King, CEO, that's the producer. First thing they do, I'm gonna tell you something. I used to be so fed up that here it is, it's 2023. We've been hearing from Carmichael, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Elsa Cleaver, Black Panther Party, my man with the perm, who's always fighting his heart, Reverend Sharpton, to the lawyer, Crump, and stuff. Constant. Well, and still I got videos. Man, I'm gonna tell you something. And this is how I feel. To any man, police officer or nothing. If you're dealing with an innocent woman, especially any woman, and you feel that, it's called the female cops. I got a video and I said, I wasn't going to show it because I'm getting back on, like we say, Shark Month. Next week is about Cop Week. Because there's some things that need to be called out. And I'm talking about it gets tiresome, especially when you're attacking mothers in front of their kids for basic infrastructure because a person don't want to do what you say kind of do as you. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I've seen the video. I couldn't even want to play it today because it made me angry. The woman out in the car, she said, well, my child is in there. She's 5. And the police officer grabbing the woman and then tackling her to the ground, and the little girl to say, get off my mama. She's fighting the police, little 5 or 6 year old. Now, let any man see his wife go through that. What would you feel, Big Hank? Your wife and your granddaughter, your baby girl I see you with, and she getting, and she's stepping out because I want the kids, bro. This is a minor infrastructure, infraction and stuff. And she really pulled off on herself. So she got out to call for help. Please pull up, telling her get in the car and all that. And you're like, well, I don't want my baby here when I told you get in the car and all this. This is 6 days ago. Then grabs the woman, slams her down on the ground, bro. Broke her shoulder. Little girl's traumatized, crying. Oh, but we're supposed to be humble. Somebody will say, well, they should have been sitting up there. I can't stand this conversation when someone say that. Well, they shouldn't have been following the instructions of the police officer. They should have been complying. I'm so sick and tired of hearing laws about what you got the right to stand. You don't have to, if you ain't did nothing wrong, and whoop, the wham, the wham, the wham. You tell them police officers that. Stop telling the citizens that, because some of us citizens getting hit over the head for trying to step up what you're saying the law is. If the U.S. Supreme Court said that you don't need a driver's license, let me see you drive without your driver's license. You tell the cop that, oh, hey, man, Supreme Court said I don't need no driver's license. Ain't you caught up to today's time? Tell me what's going to happen, Big Hank.
Yeah.
I hear all my white neighbors talk about gun control. I'm with you. I want to march with you on that. But, man, we have a circumstance. We have a situation. We want to hang with y'all. But if we even reaching for a cell phone, we might get shot. Am I right, Big Hank?
Yep. Correcto mundo.
They have had us in handcuffs and still shoot us. As our Scratch family. And it's still going on. You think that they got body cam? They be like, man, I don't care about this. And then they ask me about being humble. I think as Black people, we've been really humble because we're the only race of people who have never sat up there and just went straight civil war on this.
Yeah.
We can't. I didn't like the brother who, and I ain't dropping no names. I don't drop names, bro. I keep it real with you. I put out, me and Big Hank put our platform. We do stand-up comedy. We speak out for God, but don't get it wrong, especially with me, because I'm deep from the stuff. I'm not into social media to tell the stuff that I know and some people that I know and stuff. And I'm definitely don't use my platform to threaten somebody else's son. That was crossed the line with me. I know you probably heard this particular guy who seems to always be social media gangster guy or whatever, put out a 20,000 hit on Deion Sanders' son.
No, I never heard of that.
Yeah, just been out recently. I'm not dropping no names, but I thought that was totally out of line. Went too far. They call it clickbaiting.
That's ridiculous.
Clickbaiting is going to get someone dealt with because I don't play with my kids. You can talk about me and my comments and stuff, but don't mess with my family and stuff. And these type of threats ain't cool.
Yeah.
I don't care. There ain't no joking with that. You done stepped beyond your bounds. Somebody put a bunch of lights in some people's faces and stuff, and for real. And Cass will tell you, I've been in situations where they were like, yeah, hey, they were ready to drop me out. You know what I said? Lord, my Father, forgive me of my sins. Because guess what? I can't control what that person got on their mind. But I said, I'm going to get right with God.
Yeah.
We got to call it I call it for what it is. If we're talking about humanity and stuff, I'm not down with that. I don't like when people make threats, especially to someone's kids.
That's wrong.
For real. Especially for real, when you're jealous of their child. I've been hearing this other dude on there slandering Deion Sanders and all that. I don't mind. Everybody gonna get bad publicity or say some bad comment, whatever. But when you start taking personal on somebody's kids,
yeah,
I could be an Oscar winner later on that night. You may get a wake up at your bedside, somebody tapping your bed frame. You gonna threaten this man's kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see Cynthia finally got back in. She must have went and did that.
Yeah,
Top,
she went and did that.
You
can't move
play
her
too
top
much.
lip.
I
It's
texted you
sticking.
and told you I was talking to my daddy.
Oh, my
My
bad.
real
Don't make me feel guilty.
Now I know what to do though. I'm going to give me a quickie
Yeah.
on the next session. Don't need
For
words.
real. Hey, well, y'all check this out. We're coming up to an hour. We've been trying to keep it like that, right? This is our first week of the 8th season. I'm telling everybody we're about to talk about police again.
All right.
You got to.
Let's go.
It seems like every time we take our foot off the pedal, it just seems like it's just getting out of control. And I'm gonna use our platform to discuss some of this behaviorism, which is not making no sense. Okay, so hey, I'm Roy Anthony. This is Big Hank Norman. Cynthia Jordan. Big Hank, before you leave, you got anything you want to say? Leaving words?
Man, live life like God is watching me because he is. And we'll see y'all October the 5th at the Roy Anthony Live comedy show in the upper room.
In downtown Long Beach, y'all. 237. Cynthia Jordan.
37 Long Beach Boulevard.
That's what's up. I just want to say stay blessed by the best. Remember, when you're down, there's nowhere else to go but up. And faith without work is dead. So just keep putting in that work and know that he got you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And I want to also give another shout out to Steve Oakley, who came in as Steinberg on the Zoom. Got much respect, man. He'll been having you laughing. He's gonna be popping up, making cameo appearances throughout our shows, right? Deep legendary Hollywood guy. So, all right, man. God bless everybody. Y'all have a blessed weekend. We out.
God bless.
I love that.
Welcome to the Roy Anthony and Friends show. Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all tap in.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Roy
Is anybody
Anthony
out
show
there?
is the spot to be, baby.
Hey, tune in.